Good morning, students. So the next experiment on road aggregate is experiment to find the aggregate crushing value. Okay. So what is meant by aggregate crushing value? Aggregate crushing value means it will give a relative measure of the resistance of an aggregate to crushing under a gradually applied compressive load. Okay, so in on road surface there will be application of gradually applied load due to the traffic and also some other factors. So we have to measure the resistance of the aggregate against this gradually applied compressive load. Okay, so this aggregate crushing value is the percentage by weight of the crushed material obtained when the test aggregates are subjected to a specified load under standardized conditions, and it is a numerical index of the strength of the aggregate used in road construction. So in order to find the strength of the road aggregate used in road construction, we are doing this aggregate crushing value test. So this aggregate crushing value test actually gives strength of the aggregate which is used in road construction. Okay, and the aggregate with lower crushing value indicate a lower crushed fraction. If the aggregate crushing value is low, it means there will be lower crushed fraction under load. So it will give a longer service life, because if the crushing is low means the aggregate is somewhat strong, so it will give longer service life to the road and hence more economical performance. And the weaker aggregate, if you use weaker aggregate, it would get crushed under traffic load and it will produce smaller pieces not coated with the binder. Okay, and the short aggregate which is used in road construction must be strong enough to withstand crushing under roller and traffic. So actually this crushing value indicates the strength of road aggregate. Okay, next apparatus. So the apparatus required for aggregate crushing value test are: there will be a mold, test mold, and we have to fill the aggregate within this mold, and there is a straight metal tamping rod in order to compact the aggregate. Okay, in order to avoid the voids between the aggregate, we have to tamp. So there is a metal tamping rod. Then there is a balance of capacity 5 kg. We have to take the weight of the aggregate and the weight of the crushed aggregate, etc. So there is a balance of capacity 5 kg. And we require sieves of sizes 12.5 mm, 10 mm and 2.36 mm. Okay, and there is a compression testing machine, and this gradually applied load is given by this compression testing machine, and it is capable of applying load up to 40 tons, and the rate of load application is 4 tons per minute. Okay, and there is also a cylindrical measure, and it will be having internal diameter 11.5 centimeter and height 18 centimeter. So these are the apparatus which is used for aggregate crushing value test. Next we can discuss the procedure. So for this aggregate crushing value test, we are using the aggregate within the range 12.5 mm and 10 mm. That is, we are sieving the aggregate through 12.5 mm. So the aggregate which is passing through 12.5 mm sieve and which is retained on 10 mm sieve are used for aggregate crushing value test. Okay, so we are taking aggregate between the range 12.5 mm and 10 mm sieve, and take about 3 or 3.25 kg of this material, and this aggregate is poured in the mold in 3 layers, and each of these layers has to be given 25 blows using the tamping rod. Okay, so initially 1/3 of the cylinder is filled with this aggregate and we are giving 25 blows, and after that the next 1/3 layer is filled, and also it is given 25 times tamping, and finally the top layer is filled in the cylinder. Okay, and remove the excess material with a straight edge. The quantity contained in the measuring cylinder is that amount of aggregate which will be used to prepare the test specimen. So we have to take the weight of the aggregate which is filled in the measuring cylinder. Okay, then transfer the all of his weighted quantity to the test mold by filling in 3 layers. So this aggregate should be filled in the test mold in 3 layers in the same manner as for cylinder measure. Okay, so that is, it has to be filled in 3 layers and each layer has to be given 25 times blows. Okay, then level of the surface and place the plunger over it so that it rests horizontally on the surface of the aggregate, and place this assembly on the pedestal of the compression testing machine. Okay, Okay, then after we have to gradually varying load using compression testing machine. So apply the load at a rate of 4 tons per minute until the total applied load is 40 ton. Okay, then after the complete loading is over, release the load and take the aggregate out of the cylinder, and it has to be sieved through 2.36 mm sieve, and the aggregate which is passing this 2.36 mm sieve is collected and its weight is calculated. Okay, so actually this aggregate crushing value is the ratio between the weight of the aggregate which is passing 2.36 IS sieve divided by the initial weight of the aggregate. So that is aggregate crushing value. Okay, so this is the procedure how we are calculating aggregate crushing value. So I think you are clear. So you just watch the video which I have put in the Moodle. So this is the procedure how we are calculating aggregate crushing value. Okay, thank you.